as you know, we're gonna get right into it. I sped the video up a little bit so we won't take all of your time. As you can see, I've already done my brows. So I'm going in with my concealer, the Maybelline 30, going in with a fluffy brush and smooth everything out because we want a nice, even coverage for the canvas. These are light colors. We want them very opaque, as in very visible. We don't want any creasing. We don't want any spotting or anything sketchy about it. So we're going to make sure that the canvas is nice and even, going in with a patting motion with a very fluffy brush. Following that, we're going in with our electric palette. I am on this palette for some odd reason lately. Going in with Jilted. I'm going in with a thin concealer brush, very thin. I want you to see it. And we're going towards the brow bone. And I'm just going to arch with the shape of that's my brow bone, which is already naturally there. Just giving myself a line. And we're going with the darkest shade first, which is Jilted in this look. And again, I'm just going along with my natural shape of my eye. Nothing crazy. I'm going lower than my brow bone, or right along the line, let me say it like that. Right along the line of my brow bone, and then it's the same color with the same brush. I'm going to create on the outer third this winged shape, somewhat rounded wing shape, and push that up or create the line to go into the crease, because that is the look or the shape we're going in. This is what we call a blended cut crease, because it is, I mean, we're gonna blend, but we're gonna have it somewhat shaped very nicely, very crisp, very clean. Now I'm going in with a pencil brush in the color Savage from that same palette, and I'm blending the colors out to give more depth and more range to the shades of color. So we're going in with purples and pinks, as you can see on the right eye. I'm doing the same thing I did on that eye to the left eye. I'm blending out that color from the darkest to the lightest to make sure that everything is nice and smooth. Now, girls, if you are not used to blending, I'm telling you, this is the video you need to get ready for. I'm going following that with my makeup palette by BH Cosmetics, Take Me to Brazil. Love that palette. Very pigmented. That is another company that I need to be sponsored by. I've been rocking with them since I started makeup, okay? Going in with a smaller, fluffier brush, and going back and forth between all three colors, because if you know, like I know, once you blend, the colors do fade out, and because we want all the colors to be very pigmented, we're going to go back and forth. That is where the wrist work is, my girl. I'm telling you, if you are not ready to blend, this ain't the one for you. But for my makeup heads that need a challenge and want some inspiring colors, this is the one for you. So you just go back in between all three colors and blend out. We want it to fan out. We want the nice transition, as in where you can't tell where one color really starts and the other one really stops. You can tell how they transition, but you can't tell where a particular line is. Like, this is the purple and you can see a harsh line. This is the pink and you can see a harsh line. So we want everything very blended. Taking that same brush, just touching up the colors, going in, as you can see, with my L.A.Girl Pro, that is a staple for me, in Fairest, going in over the concealer that we already have, making sure that my canvas is very bright, because we want these colors, again, to be very noticeable, very even, very smooth, very opaque, as in there is no spotting, there is nothing missing. Following that up, once everything is smoothed out, going in with Zaz from the Warrior 2 palette by Juvia's Place. I'm taking a fluffy, flat eyeshadow brush. Excuse me, can't talk for some odd reason. And just patting over that. Then following that up with that same brush that we used from earlier in the same shade from BH Cosmetics, Take Me to Brazil palette, that very light baby pink. And again, my girl, this is the one. You going back and forth because you don't want a harsh line. You want everything to transition where it slowly fades from one color to the next. And you go back and forth as much as you need to define the colors, okay? That is the blending of this look. You have to go back as much as you need to because you want to achieve a crisp look. That is the look we are going for today. So you go back in, touch up as much as you need to, get the shape that you want. What I did notice for this shape, I should not have gone up into my crease on the left eye like I did for the right eye. It should have stayed down a little bit, but I actually went with the natural shape of my crease versus creating the new shape that I wanted. That was the only mess up, and I didn't really notice it until afterwards, but it still gets covered up by the liner. But still, because I'm one of those girls that's kind of perfectionist, I noticed it. But this is what the look looks like so far, and we still have to go back and blend, make sure that everything is nice and crisp and clean. Following that up, here is the makeup trick of the day. Remember, I kept telling you girlies that if you put a clear or a translucent glue, lash glue down before you put on your liner, that the liner doesn't crack. I learned that on TikTok, and I believe Instagram as well. I seen 1 or 2 videos of it doing it, and I guarantee you it has changed the game for me, especially when it comes to pigmented liners. Any makeup head that does liner looks or any painted looks, anything special effects art, that is a trick of the trade, baby. It does not, you don't have to worry about your liner cracking, moving, or anything like that. You let it dry or get tacky somewhat, go back in over it where you drew the line. You will see it because it does have a shine. Get as much of it as you need to. The trick for the paints itself, I kind of tend to let it dry a little bit when I feel like there's not enough paint or opaqueness, as in depth of color or hue, bright hue of color. I let it dry first and then go back over it again to make sure that I get the color vibrancy that I want from the hue. Let it dry a little bit. First put down the glue, put down the liner, and then follow it up as much as I need to. And also, if you need to do another layer and you want to make sure that it does not crack, I have done glue on top of the paint, and it still gave me this awesome result. So don't have to worry about, does it work if I put the glue on top? Now, please understand that the paint might transfer a bit because you are re-wetting it, but I haven't had any problem with it. As you can see, I'm adding blush. For those who don't know me, I don't even like blush, okay? It looks crazy to me. I'm just not one of those girls. But because we're doing pink and I'm going to a gender reveal, I want this to be, I know, you see the face, I really don't like blush, y'all. I'm not a blush girly. I know it looks crazy, but it's like, oh, it ties in with the look. For me, I don't do blush. That's the face. It's not y'all, it's me. It's different with the blush. Okay, I'm going in with my Buxom glosses because I want everything to be kind of matchy, girly today. And these two just gave me the perfect look to blend with the pinks and the purple shades. It's just cute, natural, all of a sudden finished, right? Added my lashes and added a little bit of glitter. I found this glitter online at Amazon. I had this for a while, and it matches it's just a perfect blend. Just gives me a little bit of sparkle, nothing too different. Just blend everything perfectly together, and it just worked. It just worked. Just look at it, just fabulous, my girl. Fabulous. It just blend together. But this is basically the look. I'm just adding a little bit more sparkle to the highlight. Did I say this was a gender reveal? I'm sorry, y'all. This was for the Mother's Day brunch. I got invited to a Mother's Day brunch. My mom holds one annually, and this is the look I had for it. The gender reveal video, I'm going to show y'all next week. But this is the final look. Everything all blended together. My hair, I know I'm going to get a haircut. Don't judge me. But this is pretty much it. Everything is blended. Everything is soft. It's very wearable, and still it's a pop of color, you know, for my girls that want to do something a little bit funky. And me practicing my lines is the real inspiration behind this look. I needed something different, and me practicing my line work, because I've gotten sloppy, I haven't used it as much. It just gave me the inspiration that I needed. So this is basically the finished look. Thank you so much for your time. This is the look. You can go check out more of my videos. I have a whole array of them on my channel. If you want to see more videos like this, please don't forget to comment and subscribe. And you can follow me on my other platforms. Until next time, babies, peace out.